Hello, hello, hello. I am Miss Pez, and welcome to my page, Soft Life After the Narcissist. I created this page because I wanted to create a safe space for people like myself, mainly women, because I can definitely relate. Um, but there are other areas that men can relate to. I've dealt with narcissism since I was a child. Um, so I have many, many stories. But one thing I wanted to talk about today is how the smear campaign, when the narcissist began to lie to cover their behavior towards you. Excuse me. So when the narcissist begin to lie to cover their behavior towards you, I can barely see. It is so sunny out here, so I hope that this is recording. I'm going to have faith that it is. But the danger of a smear campaign, when you get somebody, and narcissists are not the only ones that do this. You have manipulators, gaslighters, all of that fit the category, the character of a narcissist, yes. But toxic people, narcissist, whatever you want to call it. I call it the danger of a smear campaign. And that is when somebody decides to make you a villain instead of taking accountability for being part of the reason why a person react, behave the way they do. They make you a villain when you take away, excuse me, their control and power. Meaning that when you're dealing with somebody who is a manipulator who likes to gaslight you, but instead of you being afraid to utilize your voice, you utilize your voice. So they would cover themselves up and try to gain control by turning mutual connection against you. And now you are feeling out here. It feels like you alone. It feels like um, you have no one that hears you. It's like when you're in the smear campaign, it feels like you have no support system. You can't go to the people that you are familiar with because whomever this person is had the ability to to cause people to see you as a villain. And this happens in so many places. That's why you have a lot of people that don't go back to their families because whomever was the narcissist or the toxic person in the family was able to turn the family against them. Now you missing all kinds of events, funerals. You don't want to show up because when you have dealt with the abuse of a narcissist, it's traumatizing, right? And when you begin your healing journey and you start to discover the beauty of peace, and you also discover how much the narcissist has really inflict harm on your mental and your emotional state, you are realizing how much healing you have to do until you get to a place where you're like, I'm not going back. I'm not taking my healed wound back to a place, back to the knife. And that knife may be a family member, it may be a parent, it may be a sibling. So now you have to deal with, you know, people seeing you as the villain, but now you also have to deal with not showing up. Funerals is happening, and you're not showing up, and people would think that that you are overdoing it. It is not that serious. Why would you miss this, and why would you not call him or her? And it takes a person to really be in your situation to understand the abuse that comes with dealing with a narcissist, the darkness. It feels like you under a spell, and unless a person experiences what you and I have experienced, they would never understand that. So the reason why I say a smear campaign can be dangerous I wouldn't call it dangerous. I would say that it can really put you in a deeper situation. Let's take mine for an example. So I'm out here. I have not, I have not been in contact with certain family members for a while. I'm talking a few years. Out here trying to find my own way. My support system, I don't have one. And I just made the decision that I am going to have to be the crazy one. I'm going to have to be the villain. I am going to have to be the lie that was projected on me. And I have not shown up to so many places because of certain people that I am avoiding at all costs. And when I started my journey, I didn't realize how jacked up I was until I started my journey. And when I started my journey, I began to really have to deal with layers and layers. And I'm still on this journey. And I'm at the point where I'm like, I'd rather not go back. I'd rather not. I am really making sacrifices. I am choosing my peace. And choosing my peace is requiring me to go a harder route to keep a roof over my head. Choosing my peace is going without. You know, you have lonely seasons because you're not around the people that you're familiar with. You're not around people that you can call to help you in whatever situation that you're in. Like me, I'm dealing with it. It's just me and God. Um, I've tried to go back around when things got very hard, and it didn't work. When you're dealing with somebody who's toxic, who's a narcissist, and they have created a smear campaign to make themselves look good and innocent, they are going to keep that narrative. So you go back because they have already grown the minds of people, you know, mutual connection, they're going to do something else. You can be in at your lowest point. You can be needing a roof over your head. I had a situation. Okay, so I had to come back, but I had a situation where I needed shelter, right? I needed somewhere to go, and the people that you would think, the people that I wanted to go back to, it was my mother, my grandmother, those two, and I'm not going to get into deep details, but all I'm going to say is they, them two have put me through a lot mentally and emotionally, and I've dealt with severe narcissistic abuse, dealing with them from my childhood, and here I am out here trying to avoid them at all costs. And one particular time, it felt like all odds was against me, and I had nowhere to go. I had nothing to do, and I went back and I cried. I cried like a baby because it's like I did not want to get back under that spell. And I called, before I went around, I made the phone call because I wanted to, you know, test the spirit. I wanted to see what the energy felt like. And baby, it didn't take nothing but a few seconds. I called them back to back, and they both did the same thing. They started yelling and arguing because that's their form of communication. One of them yelled and yelled because there were people around them, so they wanted to make it seem like that I was the reason that they were yelling, and I'm quiet, just like this. I haven't even seen this person in over a year. I haven't even talked to this person, and I'm just trying to see what is going on. And I said, nope, that's not gonna work. So I called the next person. Same thing. They was ready to start yelling and arguing because I understood that those were the main two that lied, that created the smear campaign, that got people in the family looking at me like I'm crazy, got me to the point that coming around wouldn't even be the same. Even if I tried to show up, even if I said, you know what, I'm tired of this journey of being out here, it wouldn't work. It's more, I have more peace not being around that energy now, being in the situation that I'm in, that I would rather just give it all to God. I would rather just let God continue to protect me as He always do, and lead me and guide me. But the smear campaign, it will take away your support system because mutual connections like family and friends, they are looking at you as the bad guy. And especially when you are coming from a family who carries a tradition that is so strong, whether it's you showing up despite despite you running from somebody in the family, they just want you to show up. They don't want to hear, your trauma story. They are okay with sweeping everything under the rug. It is okay to show up and fake the funk for grandma. It is okay to show up and fake the funk and say, hey, I'm here and I am being I'm participating in this family, and I'm showing up and I'm following the rules and regulations despite the fact that there's somebody in this family that is traumatizing me every single time. That is what matters. And I broke that generational curse, and I am literally out here dodging every bullet. When I say dodging every bullet, I'm talking about dodging the attack that comes against me that will try to push me back in that direction. Because it feels like there are situations and circumstances that happen, and I'll be finding myself this close. And every time I feel like I'm this close to having to have no choice but to go to the place that I was traumatized, God showed up. He showed up and He showed out. And this journey has allowed me to trust God even when it feels like I have nobody, even when it feels lonely, even when it feels like I am the most hated person in the world, when I have never gotten the justice that I deserve. And my side of the story was taken away from me. That's worse than anything that you can imagine. If it wasn't for the love of God, for the peace of God, for His protection, I don't even know how I would have gotten this far. There are days where I feel hopeless. There are times I just feel like, God, how am I going to get through this? What is the next move? Where do I go? Going from one place to the next, it's like I'm all around. I refuse to go anywhere near. Not everybody in my family is people that I am running from, but since they are close in association and they don't think that my trauma and pain is that serious, they can easily make it to where I end up having to deal with certain people that I don't want to deal with. But yeah, the smear campaign, it's not just a person going and vandalizing your character and making you the villain in their story. They're taking away your support system, right? They are detaching you. They are making it to where you are isolated and you have no defense. But that's okay, because that is going to draw you closer to God. That is going to make you really seek Him like no other, because you are going to become dependent on Him. So if you are in that situation and you like, I don't know what to do with myself, I'm out here, I'm trying to find my way, I feel lonely, I need help, but the support system that I should have, they don't trust me, they don't believe me. Trust God, believe God, and have faith, and know that He will, He got you. He's not going to have you out here bogus. I am a witness. God has never failed me. God has never, His word and His promises continue to manifest in my life, in my situation. Um, so I'm grateful that I am covered. You have got to make sure that you put God first. You have got to make sure that you invite God on this journey, and don't do it alone. I know that this too shall pass. Um, and this is why I created this page, because I know that I am not the only one that is going through this. There are others. And I just want you to follow me on my journey, and I just want to be a witness. So I am in the midst of going through. When I say going through, I am in that season of my life where I have to find my own way. I'm no longer dependent on the narcissist. When you deal with the abuse of a narcissist, they kind of detach you from your identity. And when you are detached from a narcissist, you basically you're on a journey to find your identity, to remember who you are. And that's the season that I am on. It's not easy. Sometimes it feels scary, it feels lonely, but with God, it just gets better and better. So I hope this encourages anybody who may be going through what I'm going through. And if the phone is close to my face, forgive me. And I just wanted to record this video. And thank you. And make sure you subscribe. I am going to tell you many stories. I am going to share my journey of becoming, living a soft life without having any toxic, narcissistic people in your life to take away your joy and your peace. That's why I created this page, for people who feel hopeless, for people who feel like that there is no way. Follow me on my journey, and I guarantee that you will see God. I want to be an example. I want to be the one that show you that there is always a way. God will make a way, and you do not have to do this alone. You are not alone. You would be amazed that you are actually not alone. So once again, thank you for listening. I am Miss Pez, and I definitely would be back with more. God bless.